thing like with that guy at the donation that wants to expose me, like bro's demanding challenges. Like, dang, bro, say please and thank you. And I'm more than happy to help out. People are so rude.
Everybody, welcome to my Chapter 6 hide and seek. You'll have 30 seconds to hide. 3, 2, 1, go!
Just the fact that your guys' content, bro, every time I see it, it's just some freaking catered fucking, what's up, everyone? I got something for you. You'll never believe what just happened.
It's called trying, bro. It's called trying.
I don't know, man. Like, can't you just like,
need to do soon.
what does that mean? I might need to do something. Like, what?
I don't want to be with that group that slanders our video.
Bro's making fun of us for being content creators.
I don't know, man. I just want to game with you guys, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm in my own head, but I just think it's just fake, right? It's not. It's like 3, 2, 1, and scene. Hey guys, what's up? It's like, and then you watch your live stream, right? And then that energy is just not there.
I am so disappointed in the current state of Fortnite content at the moment. And a lot of you, when you hear me say that statement, you're thinking, oh, he must be talking about the content creators at the top, the Cypher PKs, the Nick A30s, Courage JDs. But the crazy thing is, it's not just them that have issues. It's also the content creators on the bottom, the smaller ones, the people like me and below. Over the last few months, I've noticed a change in the Fortnite community, and I feel like it's a snowball effect right now. I feel like things are kind of tumbling out of control. The community is becoming far more hostile, and I think that both larger and smaller creators have forgotten what this is about, what making Fortnite content is about. And I want to get to that in a little bit. But before we do, I want to talk about some of the issues that I've been seeing, as well as address my hand in all of this. So let's get into it. The thing that you guys want to all hear me talk about, the Nick A30 situation. What's my opinion on that? Here's the thing that's crazy. Specifically, when it comes to Nick A30, I was paying close attention to him for a good chunk of 2024. Ever since that stream where he flipped out on clicks, I've noticed a change in his demeanor. It's like the mask is slipping more and more with every controversy he gets into, and it's made me aware of a couple of things that are very interesting about him. Now, before I get into that and explain to you what that is, I want to make this very clear. I'm not here to crap on Nick A30. It is very easy to kick someone when they're down. Trust me, I know. However, I also need to make it clear that I am not excusing Nick A30's behavior. I think there's a way to gracefully check somebody while also remaining firm in your perspective on a topic. What Nick did to Ark is inexcusable, and I wouldn't have had this position if he hadn't have doubled down on some of the things that he said in the first video. If you want to see the full context of what was said by Nick A30, go back to the source of all this drama. Ark is a fantastic content creator. Looks like he does some commentary content, gives his opinions on the game, all that good stuff. But specifically, when it comes to the 2 Nick A30 videos he did, go and give those a watch. I personally thought he handled the situation very well in both confrontations. First off, he just wanted to donate some money to Nick A30, one of his favorite content creators, to see if he would give him a challenge for a video. Nick declined, but said, hey, if you give me a challenge, I'll be more than happy to say it for the video. Arch politely agrees to the terms, donates more money, and Nick just craps on him. Now, when I first thought this, I'll be honest, I thought maybe Nick A30 was having a bad day, because as content creators, we all do it. We've all streamed and had bad days where we've flown off the handle. I have not been the best person on stream all the time either. It's very difficult to always maintain a solid composure. But the other thing I wanted to give Nick the benefit of the doubt for is that maybe he just misunderstood the context of the challenge. Maybe he just didn't understand what he was actually trying to do. Maybe he had a bunch of other donos from other people that were more annoying over the course of the week, and it put him in the wrong mindset, and he read the message out of context. I have done that before, but typically I catch it or my chat catches it, and I try to apologize immediately. The issue is Nick didn't do that. Mark makes his initial video on the issue, and then Nick A30 replies with even more heat. And here's the crazy thing to me. Instead of Nick just being like, hey man, I'm so sorry, it was a simple misunderstanding, or hey dog, I was having a bad day, I apologize, I actually didn't mean anything by this, I should have acted the way that I did, I kind of flew off the handle, my bad. Nick doubled down. He started calling Arch a scumbag, telling him how bad of a person he is, that he was a clout chaser, that the only reason he was getting views because he made a video on Nick A30 and riding the coattails of Nick's success. All the typical playbook ad hominem attacks that you could give to somebody whose arguments you don't want to engage with. See, this is the thing that I want Nick A30 to understand if he ever watches this video, and something that is important for all of you guys to learn too. If you are getting attacked by somebody, or somebody is saying bad things about you, whether they be true or false, the best thing you can do is pull up the receipts. Anytime I've gotten into a controversy of my own, I typically pull up the conversations or the logs that I've had with another person, and I explain their side as well as my own. But here's the crazy thing. When you see a person is either leaving out details or completely ignoring the arguments of the other person that they're attacking, that's when you know that there's something wrong. Nick never once brought up the video, addressed any of the points that were made in the video. Instead, he attacked the person's character without even understanding who the person was that he was attacking. Here's the part that's really interesting. When you think back to the last 2 or 3 controversies that Nick A30 has had, the situation with clicks, or the last 2 situations he got into with creative map makers not properly critiquing their maps, you start to see a pattern of behavior here. Nick, unfortunately, is coming across as someone who, 1, can't handle constructive criticism very well, and 2, seems to lack an understanding of context. He doesn't take the time to understand or pay attention to the context of what the other person is saying that he's having a disagreement with. Like when the situation with clicks happened, I kind of wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt there, because even after my own interactions with clicks, I can kind of see his personality, his mentality, and maybe there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes between clicks and Nick A30 where they were just having some disagreements and this was coming to a head. But now after the situation with Arch, I can kind of see how this is a pattern for Nick. Typically, it's something very simple that he throws completely out of proportion, and it becomes a bigger deal than what it really needs to be. Like, even if he was annoyed by Arch's initial donation, all he had to do is be like, hey man, do like a 4 corners challenge, or hey man, maybe try doing a sky base. Thanks for the $4, I appreciate you. One thing that's important for all content creators to understand is it doesn't matter how much money someone donates to you, you should always be appreciative regardless of how much they give. And that is something that I always try to do on my channel. I have people that have come in here and donated $4,000 in a single night. I've also had people that have donated 99 cents. But like I say on my live streams, regardless if you donated 99 cents or $99, I appreciate you. In some ways, the people that give you 99 cents give you more than the people that give you hundreds of dollars, because those people typically don't have a lot of money to give in the first place. But when they do give it, they're choosing to give it to you. Although obviously I accept donations and I appreciate donations, I have told my audience many times, if you come to a live stream, I just appreciate you being here and being active in the chat. That can mean many times more to me than a donation. However, that does not mean that the donations don't mean anything either. The fact that somebody wants to take time out of their day to watch me, as well as give me their hard-earned money, is mind-blowing. The fact that I can do what I do is because of my community, which is why I try to give back to you guys so much when we do various giveaways and Christmas streams and all that other stuff. But let's reel this back in and get back to the Nick A30 situation and tie this into my overall problem with Fortnite content creation as a whole, because Nick is just one part of a bigger problem. The issue that everybody's having with Nick A30, as well as a lot of the larger content creators, is that they are starting to appear a little out of touch, not just with their audiences, but kind of with themselves, with how they present their content. When I watched Arch's second video, there was one thing that really stood out to me. Loot Station and I were actually watching the video together, and when we saw this, we both said there is absolutely no way this came out of his mouth. Nick A30 had the audacity to try to insult Arch and say, go do something different. The challenge video concept is played out. It's been done a million times. It's unoriginal. It's boring.
Generic, basic, boring video idea I've ever heard in my life. Everyone's done it 20 times every single year. Like, come up with something original. Stop relying on someone who has a big name to come up with your content ideas. Like, plain and simple. I'm so over that, because I've seen people ask, you know, so many different challenge ideas throughout all my years, and no one puts any effort into it, bro. They just want to get a free Nick A30 gave me a challenge, or blank streamer with X viewers gave me a challenge. And it's like, dude, come up with better ideas.
The audacity of one of the top content creators to say that something's unoriginal and boring. With all due respect to the larger content creators, and I have met a good chunk of you. I met a lot of you at FNCS last year, and it was awesome. But we're not really going to you guys for new and innovative ideas. It's not the larger content creators that are coming up with new and innovative stuff. The reason why you make the content you do is because you know it works. It's formulaic. It's the fast food of Fortnite content. It's cheap, quick, and easy to produce, and it doesn't really make anybody think a whole lot. The problem with this format of content is that it doesn't normally reflect the user that's making it. See, I feel like a lot of the legacy Fortnite content creators forgot why we fell in love with them in the first place. It's because you guys were different. It's because we fell in love with your personalities. You were interesting people that just so happened to play Fortnite. But now Fortnite has become your entire identity. And this is a trap that even I myself have tried to stay away from. It's a very difficult thing to do the larger you get as a content creator, but it really comes down to the type of content that you make. The type of content that you make is catered more towards children. It doesn't create any thought-provoking ideas or concepts. It doesn't try to push your audience's mind in any new ways. It doesn't go against the grain and stand for something different. Then all it does is exist as mindless entertainment that exists in an echo chamber. And listen, we get it. It does well and it makes you a lot of money. However, there's going to be a point for a lot of these content creators where it's going to be unfulfilling, because you are starting to grow older. Guys, I'm gonna put you under a little secret. At the time of this recording, I'm exactly 1 month away from my 30th birthday. I'm gonna be honest with you, this has had me thinking a lot about my life, about the direction that I've chosen, the paths that I've taken, the mistakes that I've made, things that I wanna accomplish this year. I'm leaving my 20s, and when you do that, there's a lot of things that just go through your mind. I'll be honest, 29 felt like a precursor to my 30s. It felt like trial 30s. And for a lot of you guys, I know you're at your various ages, but trust me, when you get here, you'll understand. And you're not that far off, at least not as far as you think. Now, why am I bringing this up? Is it to gain sympathy or to get a bunch of happy birthdays? No, it's none of that. What I want you guys to understand and what I've come to realize is that your content should reflect your age to some degree. And even when it comes to me and the type of content that I've been producing, I'm not satisfied with it anymore. My approach to content creation is not satisfying. And when I took that 2-week-long break away from you guys and streaming and making content and playing Fortnite, I started thinking about what is it that I really want and what should my content look like as a 30-year-old man? Let me say this right now. Gameplay videos where my interactions or my reactions to things are over the top and phoned in and, oh my gosh, guys, look how cool. Like, I'm not doing that. I will never do that. I never have done that, with the exception of parodies. That's why when Loot Station and I made the series of Trolley and Brisket, that's what we were parodying. We were parodying these family-friendly Fortnite content creators that have these over-the-top reactions over everything, but behind the scenes, that's not how they act. And even when you look at Nick A30, you see glimpses of that. You see glimpses of the family-friendly, happy, laughing persona kind of fade away. You know, the few times I get a chance to look at the larger content creators' content, it makes me wonder, how satisfied are you with making that kind of stuff? I guess maybe if you're making millions of dollars off of it, then you are happy to some degree, but personally, from a content creator standpoint, is it truly fulfilling? That's only a question that they can answer. If they enjoy the content and other people are enjoying it, then continue to make it. I'm not saying that they should not continue to make it. However, the issue is the older people get, the more they start to realize that kind of content just isn't hitting the same way anymore, which is the reason why I made commentary content. I realized that a lot of the people that originally subscribed to Cypher and Courage were getting older, and the kind of content that they were making wasn't going to cut it anymore. So the solution would be to have discussions about the state of the game, conversations where we could sit as a community and talk about the things that we liked and didn't like in a respectful way. The issue is this content style has blossomed and evolved into something that I don't like. I'm gonna be completely upfront with all of you guys. I do not like watching Fortnite commentary content anymore. A lot of it has become overly negative, and I feel like I played a part in that. Last year, I did a lot of experimenting with titles and thumbnails, and although I'll be honest, I don't regret the decisions that I made when it came to the types of videos that I made. I don't believe the content that I made was immature or that it was outside of my age range. And even if I wanted to continue making that content now as a 30-year-old, I think it would still be fine. However, on the surface, a lot of my content did come across as somewhat negative. However, my goal always was to keep the actual content inside the video balanced, nuanced, to analyze multiple angles when it came to difficult situations, to try to be understanding, to be empathetic. I never wanted to cultivate a culture of hate. I didn't want to have an army of people that just outright hated Fortnite and hated Epic Games and just talk crap about how bad the game was, how bad of a company Epic was, and demoralize all the large content creators, even though the company and these people have issues. All creators, all organizations, all companies, all people are always going to have issues. You cannot run away from that. What I want to do is to give people an entertaining way of being able to organize thoughts and ideas around the culture of this game and have conversations that people weren't having about the game at the time. And that is still the goal. However, with what I've seen with a lot of recent commentary content, it seems to harbor a lot of hate within the community. There's a lot of evil in this space, and there is no better word to describe it than that. When I look at a lot of other commentary YouTubers, it feels like they're trying to make themselves, as well as everybody that watches them, victims of Epic Games. It's simply from the standpoint of, how dare Epic do this? They're a greedy billion-dollar company, and the people that disagree with us, they're glazers, and they're ignoring the issues of the game, and they don't understand because they just want to do things for the sake of money. That is a very easy narrative to perpetuate. That is not a balanced or a nuanced take. It is so easy to sit here and vilify the people that disagree with you. Even if I disagree with you on a topic, I don't want to paint you out to be this terrible human being. We might just have a difference of opinion on the state of this free video game. Also, giving credit where credit is due and telling people to appreciate a game like Fortnite does not mean that you're glazing or mean that you're ignoring the problems with the game. I think if you're going to critique somebody or their work, it's always good to talk about some of the things that you do like while addressing some of the things that you don't. But also, when it comes to something like a video game like Fortnite, where you've got different play styles and multiple types of ways to play and different platforms that the game is on, you have to start looking at the game from a perspective outside of yourself. You have to have a bird's eye, third person view kind of looking at Fortnite. It's not just about what I personally enjoy or what my group of friends personally enjoy. Sometimes, even if I think something's trash, objectively trash, I find people have fun with the thing. I think it's good to call Epic Games out. I think it's important to talk about the things that we don't like with the game. However, I feel like, specifically with commentary content, it's gotten to the point where we're just constantly trying to weaponize every single aspect of the game, and it's gotten to a point where it's become political. I also see a lot of people in comment sections, as well as some content creators, not taking accountability. I know that in the Western culture, it's very popular to vilify billion-dollar companies and people that are millionaires and people that have more money than you and people that have better opportunities than you do. You have to understand, I have worked for some big companies in my lifetime. I have seen some things outside of the Fortnite space. And even though Epic Games doesn't always do the right thing, out of all the companies that I've had the pleasure of working with or working for in my lifetime, Epic tends to be one of the most ethical and one of the ones that skirts the lines the best. But more importantly, the thing that I want all of you guys to understand is you should not be victims of a free video game. If you don't like something, don't play it. If you think something's not worth the money, don't invest in it. Don't buy it. Speak with your time and your dollars. See, the difference between my content and a lot of other content that I see is I teach my audience to be accountable. Take accountability for your own actions. If you don't like the skibbity toilet stuff, don't buy it. This is a company that has literally provided the most entertainment out of any video game that has ever existed in the course of humanity. Even though I hated Remix and I was not a fan of the preload, I still respected the effort that was put into making something like that. And to be fair, I knew people that did enjoy it. This also doesn't mean that I want Epic to go down this path and do this all over again. No, absolutely not. But I do think that there is a way of going about it. I think that there's better things that could be done to unite the community, like returning back to a better storyline and all that, but we'll save that topic for another day. The point that I want to make here to all of you is whether it's the big content creators at the top or the ones at the bottom, we all have a role to play in this community. I think both the larger and the smaller creators have forgotten why we make Fortnite content in the first place. For the larger content creators that are making all the clickbait, cringe content that's repetitive, recycled, you've been doing it for the last 2-3 years, even though you're making millions of dollars, are you actually enjoying yourself, having the most fun doing that repetitively? I can see some of you wanting to have deeper, more, in essence, philosophical conversations or sociological conversations about the nature of Fortnite, but you're not able to have them because the people that you surround yourself with are consistently trying to drag you down and bring you down and keep you in this barrel of, oh my gosh, guys, look how much fun we're having today. For the smaller content creators that are trying to make their way like I am right now, can you really say that you're having fun by crapping on Epic Games and Fortnite in every single video? We all understand this game has problems, and I'm not telling you to stop making content. I'm not telling you to stop voicing your opinions, but what do you actually gain by consistently crapping on Epic Games all day and making these videos talking about how terrible of a company they are while simultaneously playing their game almost every single day? Is that fun for you? Is that rewarding? Do you feel fulfilled? And that question goes to the people that absorb that kind of content too. Are you genuinely fulfilled by just sitting here on the computer all day crapping on Fortnite? Is that really fulfilling? Or would you rather figure out a way to have fun with the game? When I tell people to take breaks from Fortnite because the game is trash at the moment, that reason is twofold. Number one, it's because you need to give yourself some separation from the game. And this is something that even I myself do. I try not to preach things that I don't practice myself. As a Fortnite content creator that does this for a living, there will be periods of time where I will not play this game. You will not see me stream it. You will not see me play it. I will either be playing other games or working on content to entertain you guys, but I will not play the game if I'm not interested in a season. I think I played Remix a total of 4, maybe 5 times on stream. It was not fun for me, at least not until the final week. But getting back on track here, are you having fun? You, the viewer, you, the small content creator, you, the larger content creator, are you enjoying yourself? And if not, why is that? I think that's one thing that I have to give the larger content creators credit for. I think the reason why a lot of them kind of stay away from some of the Fortnite drama and talking about just the politics of the game or the state of the game is because they genuinely just want to have the most fun possible. And talking about all the negative things about the game can definitely dampen that sometimes. However, I also recognize that those conversations need to happen. It's a weird balance that I don't think anyone has found yet. And my goal for this year is to find that balance. I don't plan on making the same kind of commentary videos that I did last year. I will make some, and I'm not going to act like I'm not going to sit here and talk about my opinions on the game. But I felt those conversations to a certain degree would be better left for live streams where I get a chance to sit down and talk with all of you live and maybe into smaller bite-sized clips rather than longer editorials. I've got some ideas for how I'm going to be changing up my content this year. Even the studio around me has changed up a little bit. I'm not sure if anyone has actually picked up on that yet, but if you have, it's a little teaser as to what's coming down the pipeline later this year. I'm very excited to make content again, but it's because I am evolving with my content. As I grow as a man and as a person, my content needs to reflect that. And I don't think that I can make Fortnite content the exact same way that I made it for most of last year and continue to be fulfilled. I've got to figure out a new way to enjoy making Fortnite content, as well as figure out a new way to be entertaining for all of you guys. I've got to step my game up. A lot of things have got to change because I started to ask myself, am I having fun? And the answer a lot of the time was no. Making this kind of content, talking about what's wrong all the time, or trying to be the voice of reason in the community is not the most fun thing to do. So there's got to be someone that finds the balance between having fun, but also having some of the most interesting conversations in the space. And if that's something you're interested in, definitely going to want to subscribe to the channel or check out some videos because I got so much cool stuff planned for you guys this year. I love y'all. I don't want this video to be a downer, but I want to use this time to kind of think and reflect on last year, some of the things that have been going on in the community, but as well as have this be a bookend to this style of content. I want to move away from this. I want to move past this a little bit. Like I said, so that I'm stopping commentary. I'm not going to stop giving my opinions. And I'm still going to do my best to be a voice of reason, giving the most balanced and nuanced takes in the community. But something's got to change. And until it does, I don't think I can say that I'm having fun with Fortnite. Love y'all. Catch you in the next one. Peace.